Hey Karam,
Yes.
it's about a week to our big conference.
Not a week, it's like 4 days, okay? I'm counting
4
now by
days.
the hours,
Okay,
right?
okay,
It's
okay.
Tuesday.
Oh, nice. And got like a ton of people coming, and I guess there's a couple more that's coming, a lot of people are rushing now to register. And it's let's talk through this conference a little bit because it's going to be exciting. It's the first, one of the first major conferences in the year.
Yeah.
Technology, Malaysia living dangerously. Talk me through this a bit. Tell me why this is a must-come conference for everybody.
I guess, so, no, to be fair, it's not must come for everybody because we're targeting companies which are already making $1 million or more in revenue, whether it's 5 million, 10 million, and they're not using technology. And shocking as it is,
Yeah, and there's a lot of them, right?
Yeah, you could be earning 7, 8, 9 million ringgit in revenue, and you're not using technology, right? You're maybe using Excel spreadsheet at most, and your smartphone, which is a powerful computer, right? And
Sure.
you're using that as a means to conduct business, and you got your accounting software, that's it. So nothing else, which is amazing. So, but it's dangerous because competition is there, and I was at the event yesterday. Our Minister of Communication, Gobin, was opening the new Celcom office, and he made this statement that every country around the world is going digital. So, the whole world is adopting towards digital. You cannot be left behind as a country and as a business especially, because your customers are already digital. If you don't adapt, you're going to lose out to your competitor who's adapting to digital. We're not saying transformation, right? Too radical. Start adapting. And you're going to lose business because the person who's adapting to business, their processes get easier,
Sure.
and they serve the customer better, right? And ultimately, the customer will go to someone who's serving them better.
True. And I've heard some interesting statistics to say that in the next 20 years, I think the pace of change will be more than the last 300 years.
You're kidding me, man.
Yeah,
I'm
so
already, my company is already spinning from the pace of change now. I'm serious, man.
But so 20 years, the pace of change will be as much as it was for 300 years. So that the kind of change and turmoil that's going to happen. And I think, we just, kind of the tip of the iceberg with robotics and AI and all these things, right? It's just the tip of the iceberg because I think fundamentally, and as business, right? I mean, I'm a business, right? So I'm thinking, wow, we not only need to get into space, we need to understand, we need to be, at some point in time, be able to not just understand what it is, but be able to prepare our business.
Of
because
course, yeah.
It's an evolutionary process. Change is never revolutionary. It's always evolutionary.
Yes.
So that's why I think it's going to be interesting because some of these guys, and tell us who are some of these guys who are coming to speak?
So that's the beauty, right? The conference actually has been hard to do because we've got some interesting speakers like Nikolai Doberstein, who runs the AT Kearney's office in Malaysia. Fantastic.
Sure.
So they've done some interesting research
and he's done
around
some
SMEs.
practical work also with Maxis and all this, right?
So you've got the AT Kearney has done some research about SMEs and how in Malaysia they're lagging behind the technology adoption curve. He's going to talk about that. Then we've also got your SME entrepreneur who've just started their journey towards adopting digital, and they're willing to come and share with us what they've done, what works, what doesn't work, and that's priceless.
And a lot of lessons learned. I guess the failures
some lessons,
is key, right?
And because Datuk Stephen, who runs Nelson Corn, Datuk Nelson, right? He said that SMEs prefer to listen to their fellow peers about how they're adopting and taking in technology, and then listening, he said, to a white guy or to a big shot CEO from the tech space, right?
Right.
So I said we've got like 6 SME entrepreneurs.
I know there's some like Gideon I know personally who's taken Bloom this and really bloomed it, I guess, to some extent.
He's trying, he failed twice, this is the third attempt. And then I like Siti Faradilla, who's with Comfort Taxi. So she has some interesting stories about how they were working with Anthony Tan when Anthony Tan and Grab, were called My Taxi, right? And they had the tagline, so sexy or whatever. So I still have the T-shirt. Anyway, I'm swaying away.
You're digressing again.
So
the point is
she's going to talk about, she wanted to speak at a conference because I said we're putting on a panel to talk about how you adapt and change the culture of your organization. This is right up your alley, right?
Yeah.
So she wants to talk about that, and she leaped at it. Oh yeah, I want to share about how difficult it is to get your people to believe that this is the way to go, and to not say that let's remain the way we are.
And I think one of the most interesting pieces is, yes, there's some speakers, but I think the unconference part of this is that the highlight is going to be Inside Risk, right?
Inside Risk, right?
It's a game.
It's a risk by us also.
But it's a game that you get to play in a conference together with 300 people.
300 people, yeah.
You get to play a game, but the game is immersive learning where you learn about risk. Because technology is taking a risk,
Of
right?
course, yeah, absolutely,
And it's about
absolutely.
managing risk.
Yes, yes.
It's about understanding decision making
Yes.
and complexity and trying to make it all simple. And so it's going to be, yes, you're going to learn,
Yes,
but
yes.
also you're going to play. And I think the best way to learn is to play.
play,
So
absolutely.
it's all happening on the 15th of January. So I'm excited on the Inside Race side.
I'm excited. I'm nervous also because we are taking a risk, like we said in the first clip, right? That we've got a 3-hour segment where it's an experiential learning experience, but somebody may look at it and say, "Wow, how come you're going to be talking for 3 hours?" So
And we're not talking about playing.
exactly. So I hope we've explained that enough to the market to say there's something interesting
Well,
for you to come.
they've signed up, and I guess
Yeah.
more are going to sign up right
Yeah,
now. But,
hopefully
but,
your typical last minute people signing up.
but if not, it's. I think you want to take the conference to Johor,
Yeah,
to Penang.
Penang, yeah,
So
Penang and Johor,
in a couple of months, we'll
hit the
kind
roadshow, yeah.
be hitting a roadshow.
You're already selling the next conference. Yeah. Very sneaky of you there. Very sly. I got to learn from the master marketing.
I don't market. I'm just a simple simpleton.
No, but yeah, so anyway, if you know any SME friends, right, who are in the business and they're not changing it, they think it's too difficult or what, come to our conference, CEO conference, Malaysia Living Dangerously, and they will really enjoy it because it's not big shots, super big shots talking down on you. It's your fellow peers talking and sharing the experience.
And we must thank people like TM, Unify and
who've
MDAC,
come in, right? And MDAC and Post
Malaysia, because these guys have really helped us to pioneer, some innovative new ways to help SMEs grow. So thank you Post, thank you MDAC and TM
MDAC,
Unify, right?
And TM Unify, and we've got one speaker who spent 7 years working with Amazon in Seattle. So some interesting things.
This is your final takeaway.
Yeah,
So
final
see you at the
takeaway.
conference, 15 January. It's going to be awesome.